Tech Hokies on 7 goals, a defensive mindset we should be expecting. But Quill, right there at the top, 7 shots, I mentioned 5 shots and 4 on goal versus Furman. It's going to be a fire drill for Blake Kelly tonight if he's expecting much from their key striker. Meanwhile, looking at the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, sticking to that Riley Classic 4-4-2 with Borso and Burton at the top. We mentioned Burton in the opening, freshman scorer. Expect to see his name either on the score sheet or the assist sheet as well.
Both teams ready to take on the pitch. And what's game 2 of an ACC doubleheader here. Started earlier with Notre Dame Women's and Louisville. Now Virginia Tech facing the Irish Alumni Stadium. Take a look at Blake Kelly, one of the 2 goalkeepers that we have today here, who's got 4 clean sheets throughout the season. And we're getting things ready in South Bend as the referee blows the whistle. A feint was done before, and we are not yet ready to roll.
I mean, it's not Saturday yet, JJ, but that one felt a little bit like a false start there. But so still 45 minutes on the clock, and here we go.
The referee now blows his whistle again. The clock begins to tick, and so we begin game 2 in South Bend. Happy to have you on the ACC Network Extra alongside Luke Perique, JJ Lopez. Virginia Tech and Notre Dame set up the stage for an 8:30 p.m. start time, later than usual for the men's soccer. Game number 6 of their 7 homestand games before heading on the road. Virginia Tech closing up a 3-game road series. And with an early ball in motion here for the Hokies. Martin Fontoon starting for the Irish as well tonight after the last ACC game saw him get a red card against SMU. Trying to get things going on the positive note again for him with the Irish. Virginia Tech's gonna have the first throw-in of the match.
Baffler unable to chase that one down. The Hokies a little back and forth in terms of possession. We've seen a bit of an even split. Looking at this Hokies team, 11 freshmen on the team, and not to mention 11 international players, JJ.
11 international players, 10 countries are represented in this roster. 46% of it is composed of international players.
Finding new talents from new places. And this Hokies team, pretty young and expecting to see more in the future as well.
And take a look as well of how college soccer develops. It's important to note that relatively young roster within Virginia Tech, but also the fact that from their transfers, you also need to get them in the mix, have them build that identity. And that's what Coach Mike is trying to do for Virginia Tech.
9 transfer players for the Virginia Tech Hokies all across the board.
Throw in for the Irish. Diego Ochoa with the ball. Ochoa with Fontoon, and the Irish are gonna try and get some quick possessions here. Missed ball by Ian Shaw. Fontoon keeps it in play for the Irish. It's gonna toss Wyatt Lewis into borderline from the right back position. Ball was being looked for by Luke Burton, recovered by Harrison Krieg. Long ball looking to attack for Virginia Tech. This could be an interesting one. Perez on the move. Fontoon ready to block any trouble. This is something that Virginia Tech knows how to do really well. How to get those counterattacks, how to take advantage of opportunities. All led by their coach, Brissendine.
That's right. Coach Mike right there. 16th season and the 5th head coach in the program history. Has guided Virginia Tech's men's soccer since a pretty long time now. And returning the Hokies now to national relevance. Was an assistant in the 2007 College Cup team alongside many MLS talent that he's been able to produce.
Able to produce a lot of MLS talent, as we're gonna talk about later, because there's some players coming from MLS academies with international experience as well in this Virginia Tech roster. Ian Marcano is gonna get a ball for the Hokies. possession for Declan Quill. As you mentioned, Luke, in the start, not necessarily a start to the season for Virginia Tech that has been characterized by lots of goals. But if they are expecting those goals to come, Declan Quill could be the man.
He could be, JJ. And alongside with 1 goal, 1 assist, and so many shots this season. But also look at Perez, another guy who's leading the team right now with 2 goals for Virginia Tech.
Back on the move. Alex Perez on the ball. Leaving KK Bafour behind. Trying to be recovered there by Shan McDowd. The ball's going to be disputed on the midfield. Back for Shan McDowd to fight it off with Traustason. Virginia Tech looking for an opportunity through the left. Declan Quill with a cross. It's going to hit Yanis Bilatrash and go out for the first throw-in, for the first goal kick of the match.
A little bit of friendly fire there, JJ. Hits his own man, and it'll be a goal kick. The offensive opportunity put to a stop, and put to a stop by the Hokies themselves that time. But notice the ball staying in the attacking third here for the Hokies. We don't see this a lot with them. We see them holding it back in their defense, trying to keep that identity strong with what they have, and then able to get quick attacks and quick counter production from the offensive end.
Pressure coming in by Luke Burden. Shan McDowd with a long ball that's going to go out for a Virginia Tech throw-in. We mentioned the longevity of Coach Mike on the Virginia Tech program. We can't leave behind the 8th season now of Chad Riley at the helm of Notre Dame.
That's right, JJ has led the Fighting Irish to 2 college cups, coming from being a head coach at Dartmouth before winning the Ivy League, as well as having 2 second-round exits in each of the years, as well as the national title match against Clemson in 2023.
Coach Riley trying to take Notre Dame back to the playoffs, where they've been quite a couple of times in the past few years. Has appeared in 19 of the last 23 NCAA tournaments, the Irish, getting to those college cups in 2021 and 2023, trying to make it 3 for 3 in the last 3 odd years. 2025 could be the next place where the Irish get there. First of all, they want to get the ball to the area through this throw-in. Long ball could be coming for the Irish. Wyatt Borso with a long throw-in. Header, defensive. KK Bafour tries to keep it afloat. Recovered without any trouble by Sam Joseph. And now we go to the Virginia Tech counterattack. This could be promising. Marcano on the move. Dago Traustason as well, as is Alex Perez appearing from the left. Perez with an opportunity, gets a feint, wants to get a shot, and it goes up top. Luke, on a game where you have 2 sides that are really solid defensively, every shot matters.
And that it does, JJ. And shots like that go way up to the moon are not exactly what you're looking for, but that attack from the Hokies is what we've seen from their identity that I mentioned earlier in the match that we expected to see this game. Just a quick counterattack from their defense and maybe 1 shot, and they do get it off here. Not the greatest shot in the world, flying high, and no need for Kelly to make too much of an effort on that one. But they do fire 1 off and 1 opportunity, and flipping the script on the field.
Flipping the script on the field. The Irish are ranked in this game. Virginia Tech has quite an experience playing against top 25 teams this season, with a victory on opening night against Ohio State, a draw against number 2 Marshall, and then that loss against Stanford, the most recent one, but still Virginia Tech proving themselves that they're there and able to compete. The first actually time facing a ranked team outside the top 3 this season.
Very high-ranked opponents that they've had to go up against. We mentioned the 19th toughest schedule in the country. Got to be higher after some of those difficult matches. But able to take on a number 23 Notre Dame Fighting Irish team. Looking back at that Stanford loss, Stanford scored all the goals that game, even though it was a 3-1 victory, as one of those included an own goal for the Cardinal.
Irish are going to have a look at what they love, set pieces. On this one, KK Bafour ready to put it in motion for Notre Dame. Cross coming from the left. Header, defensive as well. Sam Joseph attempting to punch. Ball for Janis Bilatrash to move. Virginia Tech into attack. Once again, a quick counterattack. Marcano's on the ball, looking for an opportunity with Alex Perez. Great move there by the Irish defense to avoid any trouble. There's still trouble with the Alex Perez pressure. Nevertheless, it was Wyatt Lewis appearing this time around on the left.
And looking back at that set piece from the Fighting Irish, what a save, what a stop by Joseph. The fearlessness by him to go out there with the haymaker and punch that one out. And reverses the field, but now that one going off a member of the Hokies will be a goal kick for the Fighting Irish, as they'll get an opportunity to go back over to Joseph's end.
Long ball put in motion by Blake Kelly, looking for Luke Burton, one of the Irish goal scorers in the midweek game against Hope, where the Irish took the win 3-2. A game that the Irish outscored their opponents 25 shots to 9. Trying to continue outscoring their opponents is going to be a tough task for them. The Virginia Tech team that usually knows really well how to avoid those shots coming from their opponents.
And many opportunities in that game, but Hope was able to even up the score twice in that match. Had the Fighting Irish worried a little bit, but able to come out with the win with a Sylvester goal.
Virginia Tech back in the groove. Alex Perez looking for an opportunity to pass the ball towards Marcano. In a talk, Diego Ochoa avoiding any trouble there. Tito Peralta on the ball. Peralta, one of the multiple international players in this Virginia Tech roster. Originally born and raised in Madrid, Spain. Has played across multiple professional teams in their youth categories, including, but not limited to, Rayo Majadahonda, Burgos, Valladolid, and San Sebastián de los Reyes. Multiple of the elite clubs across Spain. Tito Peralta bringing that experience from European soccer into the word, ranks, and conversation of college soccer.
Very, very elite at that, JJ.
It's interesting as well to see him start this game for Virginia Tech. Has featured in 08 games this season, only his 4th start, nevertheless, for Coach Mike's side. Wyatt Borso looking for a ball, headed away by Amir Arieli, and Noel Wimana is going to get a hold of it to try and restart the attack for Virginia Tech. AK Baffler under pressure. Play on, says the referee. Virginia Tech with an opportunity to move the ball real quick, be direct, and get it towards Yanis Villatrash. Villatrash adds some movement. Goes back with Amir Arieli. Beltran Alvarez. Long ball for Beltran to Declan Quill. Quill with an opportunity from the left. Virginia Tech wants to get a hold. Fontoon with the block. Declan Quill with the shot, warning the Irish defense. Virginia Tech still in attack. Yanis Villatrash. Back it goes for Beltran Alvarez. Virginia Tech is a very direct team, as we've seen in the first few minutes of the game. Marcano with a ball in motion, blocked by Wyatt Lewis. And again, the ball for Beltran Alvarez that gets a shot, and it just goes once and deflected for the first corner of the match.
Some great offense here. Some great attack being moved around by the Virginia Tech Hokies. Great pass. They try to go for the give and go opportunity earlier in the possession. An amazing through ball that was set up a potential scoring opportunity. Stopped by Fontoon, which we'll take a look at here. And it was his block right here. The man from Germany himself stopping that opportunity and providing that back line defensively. And another shot opportunity, and that one blocked by McDowd.
It's going to be corner for Virginia Tech. Long it goes into the second post. Volley coming in. Another contact in the box. Fontoon gets it out, and Wyatt Lewis sends it long and out of trouble for the Irish. Virginia Tech has started the game in the Irish half of the pitch. Something that Coach Riley mentioned Virginia Tech does really well, and it's something that the Irish we're going to have to try and avoid. Their dangerous ability through set pieces, but also on their direct soccer, which is what we've seen here tonight as another opportunity. It's put in motion by Ian Marcano, looking for Beltran Alvarez. He can get a shot. Beltran tried to hit it right as it came. No control there. Goal kick.
Aim for the skies on that one. Need to set down the targets a little bit lower for the Hokies, but still amazing attacking opportunities. And the Fighting Irish have given up a lot of far and deep passes. That one coming from their keeper, Sam Joseph, earlier on in the possession, as well as the one before, the through ball that somehow got past Spicer and the rest of the Fighting Irish midfield and defense.
Virginia Tech has outscored their opponents in shots by periods on the first half, 46-34. Currently outscoring the Irish 5 shots to none. The Irish want to have a say on that with KK Bafour on the ball. Ian Shaw, long for Sean McDowd. Wyatt Lewis back in motion. Cross coming in from Wyatt Lewis. Blocked by Tito Peralta. And long ball for Dagger Charlestown. To get back in motion, Mitch Ferguson's going to go back with Kelly. Ferguson, one of the Irish captains this season, leads the team with 4 goals scored, including that impressive hat trick against Wright State. Not against Wright State, excuse me. But that impressive hat trick by Mitch Ferguson coming on a midweek game for Notre Dame. It was against Wright State. Pardon me. It's been so many games. And so many goals as well by Mitch Ferguson. An impressive one against Oregon State as well. Number 14 at the time. The Irish have had their rounds of matchups between ranked opponents. They lost against Indiana, but were able to put in battle and actually emerge victorious against Pittsburgh, Oregon State, Louisville, and now they see themselves in the rank of college soccer.
And Ferguson has been able to score off of set pieces. Had that header goal you mentioned against Oregon State, but last match, all of his goals coming from set pieces. He had the free kick as well as 2 goals off corners.
AK Bafour looking for an opportunity to shot. It's deflected and Sam Joseph attentive to it. First shot and goal of the match for the Irish.
And that shot moving in slow motion for Bafour. Needed a little bit more heat on that one as Joseph able to easily track it down and make that save.
Stopped after. Take a look at KK's Bafour shot. KK Bafour, one of those men within the Irish code to step it up. He's a guy that knows how to provide assists, knows how to be relatively explosive in attack, but the goals aren't necessarily his thing. With the Irish wanting to change things up here tonight.
Really distributes the ball. Multiple assists on the season as well as many shots, 9 shots to mention. Has that leadership about him, that confidence that inspires his teammates, that he's not scared to take matters into his own hands, using his speed to his advantage, bouncing off the speed of Ian Shaw as well, the quickness and his timing, not to mention both of those midfielders. But the senior from Southport, Connecticut has not gotten on the score sheet this season, JJ.
Only 5 goals for KK Bafour in his first 3 seasons with the Irish. When you take a look as well, look at how the game has started. 6 shots already. An impressive thing considering that 5 of the last 6 matchups have only been decided by 1 goal between these 2 programs.
We've been seeing a little bit more attack in this match, but not what we've expected from the Virginia Tech Hokies. Giving up 1 goal a game, that's 8 goals on the whole season, as well as 1.13 goals a game that they've scored.
Either way things are going, could be a game with a little more goals.
We've seen the offensive pressure, the attack from both ends, but particularly from the Hokie side, able to keep the ball in the attacking third, as they have it now.
Another opportunity for Virginia taking attack. Alex Perez could get an opportunity at goal, looking for Charlestown. Blocked really well by the Irish. Declan Quill gets it into the box. Getting out by Ian Shaw. And back. Virginia Tech goes to recycle. Ball looking for an opportunity in attack with Ian Marcano. Recovered by Declan Quill. Who has been active from the left winger position tonight for Virginia Tech. As Nolan Spicer gets a block off the ball and recovers for Notre Dame. Spicer with support in the midfield. from Ian Shaw. Long ball looking for Wyatt Borso. Great move there by Amir Arieli to stop any Irish attack. Ian Shaw back in the ball. Long ball towards Spicer. Great move by the Irish. Here comes Nolan Spicer. Opportunity for him through the right. Intercepted by Harrison Krieg. Great movement on the one-on-one. Not so great when it came to hitting the ball and putting that on the tack.
An opportunity there for the Fighting Irish. Shaw not holding the ball for too long. Quick release, getting it over to Nolan Spicer down the side, but unable to capitalize on that attacking opportunity.
Irish with a mistake now in the midfield, and Virginia Tech is back in attack. An opportunity looking for Declan Quill, his lips. And it's gonna go out for a throw-in for Virginia Tech. There was an Irish contact. Harrison Krieg back in motion. Long ball from Tito Peralta looking for Alex Perez. Alex with the ball. Ochoa on the cover looking for Traustason. Blocked again by Fontoon. Krieg and Virginia Tech again on the left trying to attack with Declan Quill. Declan in the middle of two men, dispossessed by Wyatt Lewis. Nolan Spicer trying to get a quick counter attack. Wyatt Borso as well looking for an opportunity. Great move by Nolan Spicer. Here comes Spicer. In between two men, Nolan Spicer looking for company. His all alone and forced to go back for Wyatt Lewis, who goes back with Blake Kelly. Lewis, one of the two captains for Notre Dame, having featured the full 90 in now 9 of the 10 games that the Irish have played this season. The other one of the captains, the man with the ball, Mitch Ferguson. Diego Ochoa in an unusual position for him tonight as left back for the Irish. Wyatt Lewis with an opportunity for a cross on the second post, and it goes right into the hands of Sam Joseph. No trouble there. The Irish are starting to get a little bit of possession, Luke.
An easy stop there for Joseph, but you mentioned it, JJ. The Fighting Irish moving this Virginia Tech defense, able to penetrate it and try to get some opportunities there. We see the shot by Lewis. Try to expect to see more passes that they want to see on their attack as they try to establish somewhat of an offensive identity with their defensive strength.
Declan Quill. Back goes for Harrison Krieg. Back for Sam Joseph. Joseph has had 4 clean sheets this season, 4th in the ACC. Tied with one of them being Blake Kelly. Tell you more about that afterwards as Borso gets a shot that goes up top. Was asking for a corner, and the referee is going to give that corner to Notre Dame.
And Borso just with no one home there as Burton hits the deck, slow to get up. But the Fighting Irish attack not present. They needed some numbers there in that possession. Still able to fire up a shot, and now the Fighting Irish have a set piece opportunity. Meanwhile, for the Virginia Tech Hokies side of things, able to keep the men in front of them and keep composure against an attack from the Fighting Irish. But now they'll be up to the task against this Notre Dame set piece.
Notre Dame has scored 6 goals from corner kicks this season, trying to make it 7. Spicer with a cross. Sam Joseph, and it's in! Goal by the Irish! Wyatt Borso with his 4th goal of the season, coming from a header on the second post. Notre Dame leads 1-0.
Number 4 goal on the season for number 9, the senior from Aurora, Illinois. His most recent goal back in the 3-0 victory against number 12, Louisville. But back on the score sheet now is the senior himself, notching on 4th one of the season. It's Joseph, jumps just too early, and Borso making no mistake with the header. The redirect off the noggin into the back of the net.
Wyatt Borso now joins Mitch Ferguson as the lead goal scorers for this team. You can see how much that meant for Sam Joseph. Huge mistake from him in the set piece. Wyatt Borso doing what number 9s are supposed to do. Be there when the opportunity comes, getting that header and putting the Irish in front.
Mentioned earlier the aggressiveness of Joseph in punching out some of the Fighting Irish opportunities. That time, a little bit too aggressive as it results in a Fighting Irish goal.
when scoring first. Notre Dame has won 5 games this season. Drew one of them, hasn't lost yet when scoring first. That's a stat that probably puts a smile on Chad Riley's face when you see how this game has unfolded. Virginia Tech wants to have a say on that nevertheless. Declan Quill with the ball back towards Beltran Alvarez. Looking for Alex Perez. Ochoa on the coverage. Alex Perez is going to keep it inside the legal space to play the ball. Cross could have come in. Back it goes for a cross coming from Arieli, looking for Quill. Header and Fontoon attentive. Krieg wants to keep the ball afloat. Recovered by the Irish. Wyatt Borso in recovery. And back it goes for Mitch Ferguson. Now when you take a look at the Irish defense tonight, Luke, Fontoon is not necessarily one of their starters, but he is a toe man. And knowing that you have Traustason to cover, a toe man might be the solution.
He is, JJ, and he's also just the cleanup man, part of that cleanup crew back there for the Fighting Irish defense, able to make a block earlier in the game, and that time clearing it away. The senior from Grima, Germany, standing tall at 6'3".
6'3" for Fontoon. Dagger Traustason with a 6'3" as well. Got to balance things out in the box. And so far, Fontoon has been very effective in avoiding any dangerous ball for Dagger Traustason. Long ball by Kelly looking for Wyatt Borso. Wyatt Borso is going to try and keep it afloat. He does effectively, but Virginia Tech is ready to recover the ball. Looking for Alex Perez, goes out for an Irish throw-in.
And JJ, we mentioned how Coach Mike was talking about how important the first goal of the game is of the match.
First goal of the match, always important in soccer, but specifically in the Virginia Tech context. It's a team that has only scored 8 goals. Until today had only conceded as well 8 goals, now 9. If you want to be a team that wants to take advantage of the opportunities, you gotta score first, and then potentially you can rely on one of your strengths, which is the defensive capacity of the Virginia Tech team. Tonight, they're going to have to rely a little more on their attack and demand something more when it comes to Perez, Quill, and Traustason and what they're able to do attacking-wise.
Yeah, JJ, the Hokies find themselves behind the sticks now, down 1-0. We mentioned the Fighting Irish and their success being up and winning and scoring. Winning games off of scoring the first goal of those matches.
Declan Quill with a move for Virginia Tech. In between 4 Irishmen. Gets the ball towards Yanis Vilatrash. Out for Ian Marcano. Marcano back for Krieg. Harrison Krieg with the cross. Long it goes. Noel Uwimana is going to keep it afloat. Uwimana back for Alex Perez. Perez in the box. Great move by Virginia Tech. Alex Perez trying to get across. Mitch Ferguson heads it away. Uwimana now put in some pressure by KK Baffer. Out for a Virginia Tech throw-in. Alex Perez back with Tito Peralta. Tito can get a shot, but he was even blocked by the referee there. Harrison Krieg gets the ball towards Traustason. Back to Traustason for Declan Quill. Back with Krieg. Krieg with a cross. Headed away by Ferguson. Still in the box. Uwimana. Alex Perez. Long control by Perez. Ian Shaw gets it out for the Irish.
And that's what you need right there. A quick, getting the ball out quick right there by Ian Shaw and being able to get that clear and get it out of the danger zone as that header earlier on by Ferguson, not able to get out of the box. And the pressure was still on.
Tito Peralta back with the ball. Looking for Noel Uwimana. And that's a rough hit that the referee is going to call for a foul. Contact on the head of Luke Burton. It's going to be an Irish ball in the midfield.
Second time we've seen Burton down on the pitch. Fortunately able to get up for the Fighting Irish. Not too impactful of a collision, though it did look like that. from our vantage point as he seemingly gets run over. Ball nowhere in sight by Tito Peralta.
Luke Burton with 3 goals in 7 games this season. 7 starts for him tonight. He's proven to be one of the men that the Irish can rely on to replace the likes of Matthew Rue after his graduation last season. Luke Burton, one of the multiple freshmen that have produced for the Irish, as have Alex Rosen and as have Ren Sylvester, also as a striker. Now Virginia Tech back in motion with Maracano. Ball towards Noe Uwimana. Virginia Tech wants to get a draw quickly. Alex Bettis in the box and well hit there by Ferguson to avoid any trouble. It looks, and it's appearing to be that it's going to be a game where the Irish have to be on full focus defensively. When you take a look as well on the way that the last few games have unfolded for Notre Dame, they had control against Rice State, had control against Hope, but still a 1-goal margin at the end in the scoreboard. Talked with Coach Riley about that, and he said that Notre Dame has to look at how they're giving up those goals and obviously focus on being that 90-minute team that's not giving up those goals, that knows how to defend those counterattacks, those set pieces. So far proven it tonight here at Alumni Stadium. Long ball by Blake Kelly. Spicer, back for McDowd. Martin Fontoon goes with Wyatt Lewis on the right. Spicer. Nolan Spicer dispossessed by Harrison Krieg. Declan Quill back in motion. Virginia Tech back goes for Quill. Krieg gets into the box. Krieg looking for a shot. Sean McDowd with great defensive support there for the Notre Dame defense. Another good ball for Marcano, and Fontoon is there. Another corner for Virginia Tech.
Another corner, another beautiful pass by the Hokies. Slipping that one past the Fighting Irish defense, but all that credit to the Fighting Irish, unable to start an attack. A great steal by the Hokies, and it's just Declan Quill all the way. Meanwhile, a great pass down to Ian Marcano. The opportunity stopped, but offensive possession still in the attacking third for the Hokies.
Corner taken quickly and short by Virginia Tech. They now get the ball in the box. Ian Marcano gets across. Header coming from Ochoa to get it outside the Notre Dame area. KK Baffer, the man in attack. Noe Uwimana is going to recover it for Virginia Tech. Ian Marcano back with the ball. Yanis Bilatrash in between 5 Irishmen, wants to get a pass in line. Difficult to get it in that situation. And the referee is going to signal a foul for Notre Dame. It's been a game where the Irish have had to rely on the support that their midfield and the attackers provide defensively.
And that one there going to be called on the Hokies instead. If it was called on the Fighting Irish, though, a dangerous opportunity outside of the box for the Fighting Irish defense. Even though they look at a 1-0 margin, an opportunity potentially present for the Hokies. That one mitigated now by Kelly's free kick.
Noe Uwimana has been really active for Virginia Tech tonight from the right back position. As Alex Perez is going to get a hold of this ball. Back for Virginia Tech. Ian Marcano. You can see it again. 3 Irishmen blocking Marcano. Cross looking for Traustason. Again, the Irish attentive in defense, and KK Bafour recovers for Notre Dame. Uwimana left behind by KK Bafour. Well recovered by Virginia Tech, and now it's going to be signaled for an earlier foul on KK Bafour.
Bafour on the pitch, but a beautiful move at that, JJ. And some tempered emotions from the senior from Southport, Connecticut. As now the Fighting Irish will retain possession after the foul. Nice between the legs move, might I mention one more time. That was beautiful, JJ.
Beautiful could also be the word used to describe the first 2 conference match days for the Irish, with 6 points, 2 perfect wins, followed by that loss against SMU, their first loss in conference play after that loss against Indiana, their second one of the season. Notre Dame wanting to get back to winning ways in their conference. Diego Ochoa is going to put it into play for Notre Dame. Wyatt Borso was looking for it. Goes out for another throw-in. Wyatt Borso is going to probably go for another long throw-in. He's the man in charge of those throw-ins that could potentially get into the box. Strategy that the Irish heavily relied on with the likes of Kyle Genenbacher last season. Borso ready to get the ball into the box, looking for Fontoon, headed away by Virginia Tech. The Irish recover with Wyatt Lewis. Long and good ball towards Wyatt Borso. Notre Dame could have an opportunity. Borso was by himself, blocked by two Virginia Tech men. Diego Ochoa recovers for Notre Dame. Joins the attacking face of the game. And another Irish throw-in.
Now the Irish with an opportunity now as they're continuing to keep it in their attacking third, similar to what we've seen by the Hokies. And a wonderful Wyatt connection pass earlier on in that possession as the Fighting Irish retain possession now.
Borso gonna go again for the long throw-in. Comes into the box and a header by Ferguson. Sam Joseph blocks it. Quick counter-attack for Virginia Tech. Ian Marcano on the ball. Receive support from Uwimana. And it's back for Beltran Alvarez to restart the play for Virginia Tech. Tito Peralta back with the ball. Looking for another cross, Virginia Tech. Marcano is going to want to keep it alive, but it goes out and far for an Irish goal kick. 16th meeting between both programs. Notre Dame leads that series with 8 wins. Virginia Tech has won 6. They drew once. That draw came under Coach Brisendine. The last matchup in 2023 ended up with a 1-0 Irish win.
And these attacking opportunities have been great looks for the Hokies. They're averaging 6 corners per match, 37th in the nation. And with Notre Dame just conceding 1 goal per game as of late, their set piece execution could be the best chance for the Hokies to try to get a goal and tie this one back up with the Fighting Irish. Might I mention, though, offensive set pieces for the Fighting Irish, their strength that we've harped on all season long.
In that little moment, Notre Dame made a quick substitution. Alex Rosin is back on the pitch after scoring against Hope College, and now Virginia Tech is doing the same with a couple of changes, getting into the mix of the game. Ossi Onwudiwe, as did Ugo Vertelli, one of the 2 Frenchmen in this Virginia Tech roster. Ossi Onwudiwe has played in 3 games this season, all coming from the bench.
And Ugo Bertelli, the junior, 5'6" junior from Marseille, France, transferred from Campbell. 1 goal, 4 shots thus far. Bringing some flair and creativity in his attacks. And we should see what he can bring from the bench to try to turn this one around for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Alex Perez wants to have a save from the corner kick for Virginia Tech. Now trying something different with Andy Sollins coming into the game as well. Referee is going to say, wait a minute, I want to have a word with you all, because Virginia Tech was getting in the way of Blake Kelly.
We saw something similar at the beginning of the match. Shall we call this false start number 2, JJ?
9-minute warning. Here comes the corner for Virginia Tech. Into the small box. Header from Virginia Tech that goes up top of Kelly's goal. Goal kick for Notre Dame. It was Andy Sollins who just got into action. Registered a season high 3 shots against Boston College, all 3 on goal. Scored his first goal against Virginia earlier in the season. And last season made 16 appearances for the Virginia Tech squad. Virginia Tech as well getting Andy Sollins as a transfer from Virginia. From their perspective, you could say he went to the right side of Virginia now. That game, ACC game between Virginia and Virginia Tech, was the highest crowd that Virginia Tech has had in attendance at home this season. Notre Dame with a high crowd turnout on the doubleheader as well here tonight. As Virginia Tech gets another cross into the box, Rosin blocks it, and Harrison Craig gets the ball. Movement from Ugo Bertelli. Bertelli in the box. Wyatt Lewis attentive to it. Ian Shaw wanting to get a ball for Spicer, goes out for a Virginia Tech throw-in. Ian Marcano back with Beltran Alvarez. Beltran Alvarez, the sophomore from Buenos Aires, who played in the academy of one of the greatest clubs in Argentina, Club Atlético River Plate. Registered a shot on goal on August 29th against Marshall. Still looking for his first goal of the season. You wanted a fun fact about Beltran Alvarez? He let us know that he can touch his nose with the tongue. Quite impressive.
Very impressive, and the much needed skill in the game of soccer.
As a CDM, you gotta know how to attack, you gotta know how to defend, you gotta know how to do it all. Beltran Alvarez proving that so far in the season for Virginia Tech. Featuring in 7 games now, 8 this season, starting in 7 of them. Blake Kelly with a long ball looking for an Irishman. KK Bafur is gonna get to it. Alex Rosin with a cross looking for Burton. Sam Joseph's gonna get a hold of it without any trouble. Joseph with that mistake in the Irish corner that led to Wyatt Borso's 4th goal of the season. He has 9 saves in ACC play. Spent 3 years at UCLA before making his move to Virginia Tech. That's a rough header by Tito Peralta. And he's gonna see the yellow card as he had a word with referee Rich Sean Clark. Tito Peralta not happy with that foul call. Number 1, number 2, and a yellow for you.
Still running his mouth after that one. Didn't expect to see the yellow come in from the header early on, though he did pancake a member of the Fighting Irish team, but had some words with the referee as he turns back, running his mouth off at him, and the booking will ensue for the Hokies and Tito Peralta. And with the booking, that yellow card, the Fighting Irish will bring on some substitutions of their own before the end of the first half.
Renzo Bester is in the game.
Yeah, we see some young faces here for the Fighting Irish.
Jack Flanagan also making his way into the game, as is Brady Hilden. Irish substitutions coming in. Cross coming into the box, and Sam Joseph gets a hold of it without any trouble this time around. Jack Flanagan replacing Nolan Spicer. Renzo Bester replacing Luke Burton. Brady Hilden replacing KK Baffer for Notre Dame. Great move by Virginia Tech. Back for Tito Peralta. Tito with a long ball. Rosin sends it long as well. Thumbs up coming from Chad Riley to his team. He's liking what he's seen so far. Alumni Stadium. Four of the last 5 matches against Virginia Tech, the Irish have been able to keep a clean sheet. They're going to have to continue to rely on those recoveries and the defensive support from all 10 field players if they want to do that tonight.
Keeping that composure, and with these substitutions, keeping the energy. As you see, the Fighting Irish swarming to the ball. Lewis, Flanagan combining.
Jack Flanagan wanting to be dispossessed by Craig. Renzo Bester Still keep it for Notre Dame, but it goes out for a throw-in now for Virginia Tech. Renzo Bester scoring against Hope. Has also proven to be one of the freshmen that can provide variety in attack for Notre Dame.
And he's been doing so as of late, JJ. His first career goal was against Louisville, and not to mention had a goal and an assist against Hope. So finding his way through the roster, up the depth chart into the main lineup and starting, and able to score off the bench.
6 freshman goals, 6 freshman assists for Notre Dame. 3 coming from Luke Bird and 2 coming from Renzo Bester, 1 coming from Alex Rosin. Rosin and Bester are currently on the pitch for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame wants to build off an attack with Rosin. Looking for Bester. Shan McDowd goes back with Diego Ochoa, the Boston College transfer from Notre Dame, being a key fundamental piece from his first game with the Irish, scoring that first goal of the season against Michigan, that 1-1 draw. Coach Riley mentioned as well that early start to the year for Notre Dame. Michigan, Louisville, Oregon State. He said those are teams that you're likely to encounter on an NCAA quarterfinal at the very least. Having faced those tough challenges, the Irish have been able to continue building their identity, strengthening their composure, and now ready to face it all that comes their way in October. Good ball by Wyatt Lewis. Wyatt Borso wasn't able to follow it along. Amir Arieli goes back with Sam Joseph. Tito Peralta.
And just early with the attack there. Could have tried to find another man or kept possession of the ball himself. Still a beautifully curled pass.
Ferguson attempting to stop any trouble there, but Virginia Tech still afloat with the ball. Bartelli with an opportunity to get a shot in here between 4 Irishmen. Gets set and it goes up top.
And we've talked all game long now, JJ, about the Virginia Tech Hokies in desperate need of lowering the sights on their shots. That one there, again, I mean, tonight, 7 shots and not one of those coming on goal. Meanwhile, we look at the rest of their season for the Virginia Tech Hokies. They're second in the ACC on shots on goal with 44%. So that not going their way tonight, and the scoreboard, a symbol of that.
Symbol of that, a symbol as well that tells us we have 2.5 minutes left of this first 45. Look, if you are Chad Riley, if you are Mike Brisendine, what are you telling your teams at halftime?
I'm telling them that there's no need to look for the first opportunity, look for the best opportunity. And some of these chances that they've had on goal have not been the best opportunities that we've seen. However, their ball movement, the passing, we've seen some great glimpses from their attack. And their defense has been up to the task other than letting up that 1 goal against the Irish.
It was a rough foul on Noel Wimana. Wimana still down in pain.
Take one more look at that.
And that could have very well been a yellow on Ochoa.
Ochoa standing tall, no booking will be called, but a foul in a dangerous area of the pitch outside the box.
Wimana getting the foul. Man with international experience, has played for the Rwanda national team after being called up for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Grew up supporting Real Madrid, wanting to have the Real Madrid aura. In this moment, header coming on the second post! Yikes! That was a close one for Notre Dame, and Virginia Tech taking advantage of the set pieces.
Almost redirected in by Borso, and a beautiful cross at that. It's Arieli who's almost able to get it into the goal. Gets it instead into Borso, and Borso almost gets it in. But great timing, great reaction by Blake Kelly, stopping that chance and shutting it down.
Borso hungry for goals today. Nearly scores one as well in his own goal.
Some way, shape, or another.
But that's what you have when Virginia Tech is offering so much in attack as well. You need to have all 10 men, all 10 field players down supporting your box, and Wyatt Borso supporting even Blake Kelly on the small box. Great reflex there by Kelly to stop that.
It's important to be able to go to the other end like that, JJ, from attack to defense, being able to play all sides of the ball.
All sides of the ball being played as we now move to the Virginia Tech's area. Want to have a last opportunity here, but this is going to be the end of the first half, the first 45-hour history. A great game so far with attacking opportunities coming from both sides. Really dynamic, Luke.
And it's been huge for the Fighting Irish, who've been able to capitalize on those opportunities as they lead. And JJ, another stop again.
Another false start.
That's right. Today is Friday, not Saturday, as the clock will reset back-to-back in back-to-back halves.
You get a little bit of everything on the ACC. The beauty of ACC soccer. The referee blows his whistle, the clock begins to tickle once again, and we're in for the final 45 from South Bend. Thank you to those who joined us earlier today at the Notre Dame Louisville Women's Soccer. Now joining us here for Virginia Tech and Notre Dame as they battle it out from Alumni Stadium in South Bend. Beltran Alvarez is going to get a foul for Virginia Tech. It was a game in the first half where the possession did go the visitors' way. 58% of the possession was with them. Shots as well. Nevertheless, the scoreboard isn't with them, and that's something that Coach Brisendine mentioned a lot. We're really good in all categories except the most important one, and that is the scoreboard.
We've seen that all season long with the Virginia Tech Hokies. Perez is the only player on this Virginia Tech Hokies team with more than one goal, notching in 2. Meanwhile, out of the 7 goals that the Hokies have scored, each one has come from different players other than the 2 from Perez, so 6 of those players.
Virginia Tech puts it back in motion. It seems that Coach Brisendine lagged to what he saw in the first half from Hugo Bertelli as he's back in the pitch for Virginia Tech. The Irish recovered, looking for a long ball towards Wyatt Borso. This could be his second one of the night. Borso! It's off the post. The post denies Borso. Was going to be the second goal or so. You thought so.
We did, JJ. The angle just not there for Wyatt Borso. Has the space, no man behind the net. Just one defender to beat the offensive possession for the Fighting Irish. The attack, the through, Joseph selling again, but to no avail. Borso unable to connect with the back of the net and instead reaches the side on that chance.
Virginia Tech saved by the post, and now they want to have a quick response here. Also on Wadiwe, common in attack, fouls Shan McDowd.
Trying to bounce back on the counterattack after that Fighting Irish opportunity, that big scare.
And indeed it was a big one for Virginia Tech. The Irish are going to have a throw in here. Shan McDowd with a little bit of pain after some contact there. And a disputed ball with Bertelli. Alex Rosen for KK Baffer is back on the pitch for the second half. Ian Shaw with the ball towards Rosen. Wyatt Borso, KK Baffer. And the Irish lead the attack again. Wyatt Borso wants to have a second one, but the flag is gonna say, offside.
Great midfield production. The passing back and forth. Shaw feels like he's able to get the ball and release it in just a few seconds. And Baffer able to continue the attack. The relentless push from the Fighting Irish. Borso just ahead of that final defender. But if he was in place, could have capped off a great attacking possession from the Fighting Irish.
Questionable outside. Virginia Tech back with the ball. Yanis Villatrash puts it in motion from the left as the attacking phase of the game continues for Virginia Tech. Aussie on Wutiwe, attempting as well to provide attacking threats from the left part of the pitch as Virginia Tech now starts to build up, triangulate, and get things back in motion. Amira really goes with Tito Peralta. Still on the pitch, Tito Peralta after that yellow card on the first half. The only one we have of the match so far is Wyatt Borso. Again in the groove and attack for the Irish. Borso goes for KK Bafford. KK didn't see Rosin was coming and gets a hold of it. KK with an opportunity, gets past one, gets past two. Out goes for Spicer. Back for KK Bafford. Notre Dame attack looking strong. Tito Peralta sends it out for a corner.
And the set piece opportunity for the Fighting Irish, but could have had more if Bafford was able to find Rosin on that end around. But a little bit too much dribbling by the senior. However, able to give and go and make the possession and the set piece opportunity.
Holes on defense for Notre Dame find today. Virginia Tech, an average of 3.5 shots on goal allowed throughout the games. It's early in the second half. They've already allowed 3. Here comes another corner. Sam Joseph again, and it's cleared off the line by Virginia Tech.
The back line of the defense
Beltran Alvarez
coming to assist Sam Joseph in his aggressive goalkeeping.
And that's what we said. As a CDM, you're going to know how to do it all.
That's right. And Alvarez proving it right there. The transfer from FGCU, creating an opportunity and shutting it down. Shutting down that Fighting Irish chance.
The referee's going to stop the clock, and something's happening in the box.
And JJ, it goes back to what we talked about with Joseph. Incredible goalkeeping, but it all goes credit to the defense as well from the Virginia Tech Hokies. Only letting up 9 goals on the season, including the one this evening.
Corner kick coming for Notre Dame. Goes into the first post. Getting out by Virginia Tech. Mitch Ferguson back in the ball. Cross coming into the box. Headed away. Ochoa wants to get it back into attack for Notre Dame. It's going to be recovered by Virginia Tech as Andy Solins makes his way for Onwudiwe. Aussie is possessed by the Irish. Another attacking opportunity for Notre Dame. KK Bafford on the ball. Could get a hold of this one. This one's good for Spicer. Nolan in between 2 Virginia Tech men. Has support from KK Bafford. Prefers to go back with Ian Shaw. Wyatt Lewis. Mitch Ferguson. Ferguson back with Blake Kelly goes. We've talked a lot about Sam Joseph, but let's not leave aside that Blake Kelly, just like Joseph, has 4 clean sheets this season with Notre Dame. Now in his sophomore season, getting his 10th start. He has allowed 9 goals with 33 saves. And Coach Riley has mentioned as well the leadership that Blake Kelly has within that locker room. Uwimana with the ball back for Yanis Villatrash. Beltran Alvarez just cleared the goal off the line. Now supporting Virginia Tech on attack. Villatrash looking for Osi on Wudiwe. Goes out for a goal kick. Villatrash has been active throughout the game from the midfield. He played 35 minutes of that first half. 8 games played this season, 2 assists for him. And again, you see those shots on goal. Notre Dame has had 3. Virginia Tech not necessarily keeping that trend going of outscoring their opponents in terms of shots during the first half. Well, if we said that during the first half, let's take a look as well on how they do in shots in the second half.
That's right, JJ. We take a look at the Virginia Tech Hokies. We see the offensive opportunities are present as they've had 8 shots on the game compared to a Notre Dame 5. But only one of those exactly on goal compared to a Fighting Irish 3 and 1 goal to show for it.
Shots by period. If you thought that first half stat of Virginia Tech outscoring their opponents 46-31 was impressive, I'll show you how they do in the second half in a minute as Notre Dame adds an attacking opportunity here Ball still in motion. Ochoa wanted to keep it in the tech. Spicer recovers for the Irish, looking for Borso. Sam Joseph gets it. Second half, Virginia Tech shots against opponents, 66-41. Shows you how much they can produce as well, attacking-wise, in those second halves. It's soccer. You gotta be a 90-minute team, and Virginia Tech wants to prove that here tonight.
And finding their strength in the second half has been the key for the Hokies all season long. Expecting to dig deep and find that momentum and that drive to try to come back with a 1-goal deficit.
Ball recovered by the Irish. Wyatt Borso gets a hold of Fed. Great move there with the tackle by Tito Peralta to get it back for Sam Joseph to start things in attack. Villatrash back for Notre Dame. Andy Solins. Villatrash, he's everywhere. Cross coming into the box, looking for Wimana. Gets a hold on the second post. And it's gonna go out. There's the referee. Irish goal kick. The attempt was made by number 11 by Virginia Tech, Colin Botel. Colin Botel from Anditz, Germany. He's made his first career start on August 29 at number 2 Marshall. Scored the winning goal against Ohio State in that opening night as well.
Won 1-1 against ranked opponents this season, the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Ian Shaw looking for Spicer, recovered by Onwudiwe. Slip there by Boytel. Wyatt Borso with the ball. Play on, says the referee. Oh, ball, said Rashawn Clark. Great officiating, very communicative, as we could see with that sign all ball from Rashawn Clark tonight in South Bend. The Irish are going to have another throw-in. We take a look as well, look at the way that Virginia Tech has played compared to the first half and the second half. It's been Villatrash leading the midfield in the second half. The first half was primarily led by Marcano.
Villatrash has stepped up to the task, providing some more offensive chances for the
Wyatt
Hokies.
Lewis wants to get an offensive chance here for Notre Dame. KK Bafour with a cross, beautiful, Lewis, Sam Joseph blocks it. KK Bafour and Wyatt Lewis with a thing of beauty. Out for a throw-in.
A little heel tap from Mr. Lewis, the junior from St. Charles, Missouri. A sweet pass, making moves, shaking and baking. Finds Bafour, the heel tap over to Lewis on that one. And just stopped by Sam Joseph. Shut down, rejected at the line.
Said it, shaking and baking. And the Irish want to continue rolling from a throw-in. Wyatt Borso coming into the box. The header by Ferguson onto the hands of Sam Joseph. Joseph gets the ball now to Noe Uwimana. Amir really starting back things with Beltran Alvarez. Villatrash couldn't get a hold of it. KK Bafour recovers for Notre Dame. In between two men goes KK. Ball for Spicer. Olin Spicer. In between two men trying to get a shot now. Burton with the ball. McDowd. Shan McDowd for KK Bafour. Nolan Spicer now again for KK Borso attempting to get there. Covered by Beltran Alvarez. But Notre Dame keep on attacking.
Hokies not out of the woods yet. Great defensive stop. The Fighting Irish attack has been relentless.
Shan McDowd is down in pain. Rashawn Clark is gonna give us a clock stop. Hoping it's nothing serious for the Irishman, who has proven himself able to play both in a midfield and a right back position across the season for Notre Dame. Shan McDowd, one of those polyvalent figures that has given variety for Chad Riley's team now as a junior in Notre Dame. Coach Riley mentioned how developing and balancing McDowd with Wyatt Lewis, both as a midfielders but also as a defenders, has really allowed to balance things out on how Notre Dame attacks but also how they defend.
Taking another look at what happened to the junior from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Came down on that plant leg, looks like. Not a pretty sight to see as he is still down on the pitch. Clearing that ball forward. And is able to get up now. Fell down on the knee ankle area as well. McDowd appeared in 11 matches, making 2 starts as a defender his sophomore season, and played at the club level with the Portland Timbers Academy. A product of the state of Oregon.
Virginia Tech playing from behind in South Bend. Not a usual position for them when not scoring first. They have been there 3 times, not getting that victory in any of them. 2 losses, 1 draw against Virginia. Huge point for them within ACC play, but not a usual scenario for Virginia Tech having to trail back on the scoreboard.
That's right. A new circumstance here for the Hokies, and a need, desperate need to regroup if they want to come back from this one.
Based on what we've seen on the start of the second half, with Wyatt Borso coming in the groove, Bill-Trash as well trying to support Virginia Tech. 30 minutes to go. What does Virginia Tech need to do here in South Bend to spice things up a little bit?
Virginia Tech first needs to retain possession of the ball. Can't let the Fighting Irish have their way offensively as they now get it back.
Spicer for Borso. Wyatt Borso in the bow for KK! How close was that ball for the goal?
So close, JJ. The Fighting Irish almost had the 2-goal lead there. Talk about things that the Hokies should do. That's the things the Hokies should not do, is give up the ball in the back, in their own half, their own third, and giving the Fighting Irish an attacking opportunity and having to force the athleticism of Sam Joseph, as well as the lucky inaccuracy of the shot from the Fighting Irish side in order to keep this one at a 1-goal margin. But back to what I was saying earlier, JJ, the Hokies got to keep possession of the ball and wait for those opportunities, the good ones that are there, instead of just forcing up these shots that they have throughout the rest of this game.
Ball was looking towards Rosen, and now Virginia Tech is gonna have an opportunity precisely to have the ball. Osion Mudiwe sending it back for a long boat that's gonna force Bertelli to run. Goes out for an Irish throw-in nevertheless. When we talked before the game to Coach Riley, he mentioned how important it was to avoid Virginia Tech having the ball on the Irish side of the pitch. That hasn't really happened during the second half.
No, the Fighting Irish have shut that down completely, forcing the Hokies to have these more long balls instead of being able to dance around and maybe create a triangle in terms of an attack between 2 middies and an attacker as well. Unable to do that, the Hokies have, but it's the Fighting Irish who've been able to shut down these opportunities.
Alex Perez is back in the game for Virginia Tech as they attempt to switch things up and get into scoring opportunities. Marcano fighting with the ball as Janis Bill-Trash recovers for VT. Tito Peralta, long ball, looking for Alex Perez. Out it goes for a throw-in.
The problem with these long balls has been the accuracy, particularly in the second half of play. And it feels like the well-running Virginia Tech attack throughout the first half has run dry.
The burden is dispossessed by Amir Arieli. Ian Marcano goes back. As Beltran Alvarez now playing not also as a CDM, but also trying to support the creation from the back, transitioning with Harrison Craig on the left back position occasionally. Tito Peralta with the ball towards Marcano. Declan Quill is back in action as well for Virginia Tech. Tito Peralta, beautiful boy ball. Peralta in between 2 men, looking for Andy Sollins. Virginia Tech still on the ball. Ian Marcano getting a shot, and it's off the post. It was going to be a thing of beauty by Marcano. Now the post denies Virginia Tech.
Almost even that one up. Great movement of the ball from the Virginia Tech Hokies. A long ball, but a long ball staying on the ground, increasing the accuracy of that one, able to get it back, and the shot just off the woodwork for the Virginia Tech Hokies. And Ian Marcano, who we've seen, the sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland, all match long. Opportunity there, shot on target, but to no avail. The Fighting Irish stay up 1-0.
Throw in for Virginia Tech. Notre Dame was early in the second half denied of their second goal by the post. It's now Virginia Tech denied by literally the right angle of Blake Kelly's goal.
Post-to-post stops.
And that's what we mentioned as well, that we were getting on the first half. Glad to see it happen during the second half. Opportunities in both areas, opportunities for both teams to switch things up in the scoreboard. Tito Peralta back with the ball. Peralta feinting Burton. Out. He goes for another ball. It's coming, looking for Solins. Virginia Tech corner. Corner number 4 for them.
Another set-piece opportunity for the Virginia Tech Hokies, bringing it up to a total of 7 on the game as they pass the Fighting Irish now with 4 in terms of corner kicks.
All alone was Tito Peralta, but he couldn't give that ball direction to goal.
Yeah, no accuracy apparent on that header. That one just going straight out of play. Had his time, was on his own island and could have had an opportunity to just recollect the ball and maybe fire it off the foot.
In those tough contest scenarios against Wright State and against Hope, Notre Dame found themselves with a little bit of trouble defending set pieces from their opponents. Gotta be attentive to those.
This is one of those plays for Coach Riley that you look back to in the film and areas in terms of the defense against the set pieces of where they need to tighten up. However, no consequence here for the Fighting Irish.
As Virginia Tech gets in motion, well recovered by Luke Burton and Nolan Spicer. Spicer couldn't get a hold of it second time in that play. Recovered now by Virginia Tech, and here they come again. Eklund Quill back in motion. All for Beltran Alvarez. Alvarez changed all the way to Alex Perez, but Alex Rosen is there. It's the battle of the Alex.
That's right, JJ. And 2 underclassmen at that, freshman and sophomore. Saw a little bit of hand grabbing, some Alex on Alex violence down on the right side of the pitch. Hokies now with it, attacking.
Milatrash. Back for Uwimana. Noah Uwimana couldn't create a clear chance from there. Goes out for a Notre Dame throw-in. 25 minutes to go. Virginia Tech has made some changes across their men on the pitch. Notre Dame yet to do so here in the second half, but solid display for them so far as well. They have had some opportunities to widen the lead. Uwimana. Back goes for Amir Arieli. Amir Arieli and Tito Peralta have both been the pair of center backs for the entirety of the game here tonight. Pair done by Arieli, the freshman from England, and Tito Peralta, the freshman from Spain. Uwimana back with the ball, trying to get past Rosin. Great move by Noah Uwimana to get Marcano back in action now. No, Marcano. Wyatt Borso back with the ball.
credit Rosin on that stop, playing a little scrappy down there to get the possession back for the Fighting Irish and keep it away from the trailing Hokies for as long as possible.
Gonna be another Irish ball through the midfield. Luke Burton in your screen. Luke Burton as well in the conversation in attack for Notre Dame this season. Relatively slow night for him, but still on the pitch so far.
Someone we highlighted earlier in the opening, the freshman from San Francisco, California, notched in a header goal off of Mitch Ferguson's corner last game versus Hope, as well as had an assist to Borso versus Louisville, and notched in multiple other goals throughout the season.
Amir Arieli starting things off again for Notre Dame. Once again, high pressure coming from the Irish, and Virginia Tech have really struggled to retain the ball and get it into the other half of the pitch here in the second half.
Burton causing mayhem, Rosin causing mayhem, some freshman frenzy from the Notre Dame defense as they're trying to shut down this game up 1-0.
Okay, Bafour back with Shan McDowd with a little bit of curve, with a little bit of spice, and Rosin gets into attack. Okay, Bafour, ball for Wyatt Borso. Borso on his back, turns and goes for Rosin. Not necessarily Rosin's best cross. Goal kick for Virginia Tech.
That one going a little bit too deep. Could expect it more shallow on that one, but the patience by Borso, not feeling that pressure, the senior, his leadership, being composed, retaining possession in the box comfortably while he waits for the attack to come to him instead of going to the attack and trying to force something that wasn't there. Meanwhile, we see from the Hokie side of things, they try to force an attack that's not necessarily there instead of retaining that possession and letting the players cut open on their side of the attacking third.
Virginia Tech once again in attack, has an opportunity to touch base with Marcano. Andy Solin so far doing it himself, gets the ball towards Marcano. Uwimana, Rosin denies. Great attacking play by Virginia Tech.
But an even better stop by Rosin, doing it all on both sides of the pitch. Defense to offense and back to defense.
Virginia Tech is getting themselves in the groove of attack. They're 2-1 this season versus ranked opponents Notre Dame. Virginia Tech, as we said, 1-1-1. Doesn't want another loss in their column. They want at least a draw, but obviously, as always, looking for that win. And what, if Virginia Tech is able to come back, would be their second road win this season.
And a Larry Fitzgerald-esque save by Blake Kelly. Snags that one in contact, in traffic. A little shaken up on the leg there, but a great stop by number 1.
4 clean sheets for Blake Kelly this season. Looking for Burton, Wyatt Borso as well. On the dispute, Virginia Tech recovers with Harrison Krieg. Ball towards Quill. Declan Quill back with the ball. Has an opportunity. Quill wants to do it himself! Off the crossbar!
Again, off the crossbar, JJ. That upper right corner, Blake Kelly's best friend, as the Hokies have found it twice. And no goals to result. A beautiful shot, finds the space open after the missed slide. A deep shot with some heat on it. And just a bit too high and wide as that one hits the woodwork. And this one will stay 1-0.
Chad Riley is going to put some fresh legs into the pitch with Renzo Bester coming in for Wyatt Borso. Trying to especially now have those opportunities for counterattacks as Alex Perez gets another move for Virginia Tech. Mitch Ferguson gets a ball for Bester. Renzo Bester all by himself. And Tito Peralta recovers for Virginia Tech. Marcano's going to fight this one with Rosin. Alex Rosin wants to let it go out. Marcano strategically positions himself for Rosin to get a long ball for Sam Joseph. Past couple of minutes have been what we like to call direct, active, agile football. Dynamic. KK Bafour on the ball for the Irish. Beltran Alvarez with some coverage. It's Alex Rosin. Goes back with Diego Ochoa. Ochoa with a long ball. Looking for Luke Burton. KK Bafour. Wyatt Lewis. Nolan Spicer. The Irish with an opportunity looking for KK Bafour. That ball is short of KK Bafour. We were seeing before 5 shots on goal by Notre Dame already, going past the average shots on goals that Virginia Tech allows in a game. Only one so far by Virginia Tech, but 2 cross works. As Declan Quill is going to get himself into an attacking position in the box. Goes back for Alex Perez. In between 2, in between 3. And this possessed Alex Perez wanted to do it all by himself. Goes out for a throw-in.
Great patience, though, by Quill. And then able to get it to Perez, who's able to slice and dice through the Fighting Irish defense. But a bit out of control as he tried to keep the attack going when it was not there. And the Fighting Irish back line able to shut things down.
Uwimana back in attack for Virginia Tech. Cross coming from Uwimana. Quill in the box. And Notre Dame is going to make 2 substitutions. In a context like this, you know who comes in? Fontoon.
That's right, Fontoon. A key substitute for the Fighting Irish. Speaking of substitutions for Notre Dame, we saw last possession. Wyatt Borso coming off the pitch. And we're going to take a look and see how we got here. It was off the head of Wyatt Borso, knocking it into the back of the net for the Fighting Irish in the first half to bring this game to a 1-0 lead. Borso's goal, the only one on the night thus far, and he'll retire for the night with success, with honors, with laurels. He's rewarded for that goal. But job's not finished yet for the Fighting Irish. Meanwhile, looking at things from the other side for the Virginia Tech Hokies, they got Marcano down on the pitch, but expecting some substitutes here shortly and expecting to try to make something out of nothing that they've seen throughout this second half. 17 minutes to go. They've had some opportunities offensively. A credit of that being their 11 shots that they've had. They're out shooting the Fighting Irish 11-8, but only one of those, as you mentioned, JJ, on target for the Hokies.
Joao Felicio and Evan Schroeder make their way into the game for Virginia Tech. Felicio, the freshman from Portugal, has started in 06 games this season prior to the past couple of games. Favorite club, hometown in Benfica. And Evan Schroeder as well, a regular in this Virginia Tech team. Throw-in coming in. Nobody's there to head it until Diego Ochoa gets a hold of it. Goes out. And it seems that with 16 minutes to go, Notre Dame is resigned to defend. And if they get a counter-attack, so be it. Coach Riley described it as being good in counters and being able to transition. When Fontoon comes in, when the Irish are ready to defend, we don't call it being good in counters and being ready to transition. We call it Riley ball. That's the identity that Notre Dame has been able to build.
And they've been able to build this identity off the leadership of Coach Chad Riley to create this Riley ball. Martin Fontoon on the pitch now for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to continue this defensive mentality, identity that the Fighting Irish have. And the man behind it all, the last line of defense, Blake Kelly, not too busy tonight with 1 save, as the Hokies haven't had much on target, and he's seeking his 5th clean sheet of the season. 4 other ones coming from Louisville, Pitt, Oregon State, and IU Indy. 3 of those teams being ranked opponents the Fighting Irish faced at the time.
Ball back in action as play resumes. It's going to be a foul for Virginia Tech. Clock is going to be stopped. And KK Bafour is going to need to have a word and get a yellow from Rashawn Clark. Yellow card to KK Bafour.
It's getting a little chippy out there, JJ. A lot of stoppage in play and men hitting the pitch. We'll take one more glance at that booking as he flips over Beltran Alvarez. And Bafour will get the yellow card.
Evan Schroeder, one of the men that came in for Virginia Tech, now a senior transfer from Georgia State. Blake Kelly ready to put it back in action. Looking for Renzo Bester, but Virginia Tech recovers once again. Alex Perez, and I fight that one with Rosin. Diego Choa gets it out for a throw-in. Noe Uwimana. Alex Perez. Back goes for Beltran Alvarez. Schroeder with the ball. Ian Marcano. Uwimana. Dispossessed by Ochoa. Renzo Bester recovering for Notre Dame. Little bit of a shirt pull there. Ian Marcano still retains possession for Virginia Tech. And now we're at the point where Virginia Tech has really been able to look in the past couple of minutes to get the ball into the Irish half of the pitch.
They're able to continue their attack here as the Fighting Irish have been playing back on their heels, continuing their defensive mentality and mindset. But able to seek a couple of counter opportunities there with Ochoa alongside Ren Sylvester. A dangerous man you don't want seen having the ball on the counterattack for the Fighting Irish if you're the Hokies.
Ball recovery once again by Virginia Tech. They transition them from left to right, from right to left through the middle, and still looking for the way towards Kelly's goal. Noe Uwimana goes back with Beltran Alvarez. Evan Schroeder gives it a float for Virginia Tech. Beltran Alvarez now joining Schroeder as the 2 men left behind. When Arieli also joins the attacking forces occasionally, potentially looking for that header eventually, but switching things up with Beltran Alvarez. Alex Perez dispossessed here, and Notre Dame gets an opportunity with Ian Shaw. It's a lonely Ian Shaw that wants to get the ball in between 4. Alex Perez recovers for Virginia Tech, and now Marcano is there to keep it afloat. Virginia Tech looking for the draw. Marcano could get a shot, feints it, wants to get another one, gets a beautiful cross. Fontoon and Blake Kelly there to avoid any danger.
And a great job by the Hokies stopping Shaw, managing the ball for 8 or more seconds and able to get the stop, flip the script, and having that opportunity get shut down by Blake Kelly.
Schroeder goes back with his goalkeeper. .40 to go in South Bend. Notre Dame will face Green Bay here on Tuesday to end their 7-game home series. They still have another game to go, as there's going to be another yellow card, this time on Janis Pilitrash.
And that yellow card on the jersey pull, we've seen a couple of these throughout the pitch. One right in front of our eyes, JJ. This one glaringly obvious. Jersey pull on KK Bafour, who had the yellow card earlier in the match, earlier in this half, shall I say. But this one will be awarded to Pilitrash.
Yeah, it's a tactical yellow to avoid a counterattack. Notre Dame's gonna be able to bring just a few seconds down the clock from this one, as the clock was stopped for the yellow card to come out by Rashawn Clark. Ege before was looking for that ball, well recovered by Marcano. It's back in action for Virginia Tech. It has been solid since he came into the pitch. Mitch Ferguson covered head for Kelly to get there before Dagger Traustason. Traustason scored that early goal as well. Not that early goal, the lone goal that gave Virginia Tech their first road win, as Mitch Ferguson is down in pain.
Like a tree getting cut down in a forest, Mitch Ferguson hits the deck, timbering down and on the pitch in pain. Gonna have to take a look and make sure he's okay. Believe he might be cramping, as both players from the Fighting Irish holding him down. Those are Ochoa and Fontun. Great camaraderie from the Fighting Irish here as they check in on their man alongside Blake Kelly. And both teams will head to the sideline.
Now Virginia Tech, as we said before, that first half they were able to lead in possession, but even if they've led in possession, not their finest night with lots of turnovers.
That's right. The Virginia Tech Hokies unable to retain possession of the ball, keeping that control. We've seen a couple great glimpses offensively, but it's a lot of important things that we talk about in order for them to get back into the game is managing the turnovers. But this second half, they've really struggled in terms of their attack and being able to retain possession of the ball.
It's been turnover here, turnover there, especially to start things off in the second half, and that was actually the cause that led to the recent yellow card on Villa Trash. Notre Dame was setting itself up to the counter-attack, but the Irish have been able to provide something to balance things out with the way that Virginia Tech likes to play with the ball. And that's been high pressure and also the constant defensive support coming from both the attackers and the midfielders.
And we've seen a little bit more aggression from the Notre Dame defense. We talk about the jersey grabs, the yellow cards flying from both ends, but particularly on the Notre Dame side, we see Rosin not afraid to put his body on the line and get physical down the stretch. And on the defensive side of things,
Blake Kelly looking for Renzo Bester. Brady Houghton as well trying to spice things up, but Virginia Tech is going to get a good opportunity with a wonderful ball for Quill if he's able to get there. He gets there on time. Quill keeps to the float. Fontun on the coverage. Quill with a great move. The cross could be coming in. The header is defensive by Ian Shaw. And taken out by the Irish. Virginia Tech again on the ball. Ian Shaw back with it, looking for Sylvester. Chad Riley is preparing one substitution with 11 minutes to go here on the likes of Jack Flanagan. Ross coming in, taken out by Fontun.
So the Fighting Irish now having to stay on the defense. Credit Shaw and Sylvester trying to make a fast turnaround, but that one taken away by the Hokies. The Fighting Irish able to take it away, though, for that attacking opportunity. But
And again, coming in for Sylvester as well.
And now the Fighting Irish will find themselves defending yet another set piece and needing to fill in the gaps in this Hokies attack from the corner.
Substitutions are still being made by Virginia Tech. Ethan Page coming into the game. Again, putting the Toman app for the headers, 6-3, in the place of Beltran Alvarez, who had a really good game here tonight. Let's see what Virginia Tech is able to produce from this set piece. Punched away by Kelly.
What an opportunity just denied by the sophomore from Hope, Michigan, Blake Kelly. What a save.
Virginia Tech wanted to respond quickly with those substitutions and wanted to produce the equalizer from the set piece. Gonna have to continue being resilient in attack, and here comes Kelly again. And now, within the elements of Riley Ball, we're getting the Great Wall of Kelly, as we like to call it, Luke.
Another near miss, and that time, that first shot, Kelly up to the task. Talk about what the Hokies need to change and switch up, and that time, do everything right, and it all comes down to the man in green, who shuts down and denies that opportunity.
It's now 11 shots for Virginia Tech. It's the only one of them on goal. Ethan Page is the man that just came in from them. Making his first minutes of the season as Ethan Page gets there. Brady Hilden back in Notre Dame continues to possess the ball with 10 minutes to go, looking for another win at home.
Yeah, this is their 6th straight home game, and in this homestand have found success with their own advantage. 5-1-0, just that loss to SMU that the Fighting Irish have seen, and looking to improve to 6-1-0, and will have one more game at home coming up versus Green Bay on October 7th.
That's on Tuesday night. We'll be here with you on the ACC Network Extra to bring that to your house. Jack Flanagan goes with KK Bafour, and now Riley Ball with an opportunity for counterattacking. KK Bafour has an opportunity to touch base with Brady Hilden, goes back with Lewis, back with KK now. Bafour in between two men with the ball towards Brady Hilden. Impossible to get there for him. Sam Joseph's gonna have a goal kick, and Virginia Tech gets a possession again with 8.5 to go.
Fighting Irish have a glimpse of attack in their moment of defense, but now rush back and make sure no man is left behind in orange.
The orange movement in full force, in full swing, as Virginia Tech wants to have a say in the final minutes of the game and deny the Irish from taking the 3 points in ACC play. Great move there by Quill. Looking for Traustason. Goes out. Traustason scored the lone goal against TTSU that gave Virginia Tech that win, wanting to have that same luck and score in 2 consecutive games here tonight. Schroeder on the ball for Uwimana. Noah Uwimana gets past Rosin. Alex Rosin with some coverage, goes out for an Irish goal kick. No, it's going to be a Virginia Tech corner kick, actually.
And usually we see the playmaking from Alex Rosin, but tonight, another defensive stop by the freshman from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Adding an extra element to that depth of what you call, JJ, the Great Wall of Kelly. And that wall being the boys in blue in front of him.
Perez, and it's in! Goal! By Virginia Tech! Ethan Page, the freshman, with his first college career goal. And what a moment to get it, as Virginia Tech draws things up.
Opportunity after opportunity, their strength in the set pieces on full display here up against Blake Kelly. It's Ethan Page, the freshman out of Brentwood, UK. The defenseman, the reverse heady, drills it in the goal. And bringing his size and composure. These opportunities finally coming to fruition as Virginia Tech capitalizes. Better late than never, JJ.
Better late than never indeed. It's a 1-1 game in South Bend. And we said it before. Sam Joseph is a huge goalkeeper, a huge part of the Virginia Tech success. Blake Kelly is a huge goalkeeper, a huge part of Notre Dame's success. It's such a similar scenario for both, the way that goals came through tonight.
We've seen it from the Hokies, the 2-3-4, Arieli, Page, and Schroeder for the Virginia Tech Hokies. The defensemen who've been able to shut things down all season long, as well as flip things around on the attack. And tonight, the Hokies leading the saves with Joseph hauling in 3, and Kelly only with 1 for 2 on the night.
6.5 to go. If you're a guy that doesn't like the roller coasters or of emotions, you're in for a roller coaster of emotions here.
About to say they would not like this kind of a game. As many roller coasters of emotions, including unsportsmanlike roller coasters, as we believe the Virginia Tech bench might have just yielded a yellow card.
One of the assistant coaches got that yellow card on the Virginia Tech bench. They have been either Patrick McSorley or Matt Watts. Virginia Tech now, by the looks of it as well, and just by the way that the game unfolded, has more players with the attack and determination on the pitch than Notre Dame does. That was a handball by Rosen, play onside the referee. Virginia Tech still with the ball.
And back to your rule about the incidental contact on that one.
Wimana with the ball. Virginia Tech wants to deny Notre Dame the victory here tonight. Ferguson blocks it. Joao Felicio gets the ball again. Shot. And Notre Dame is now in a very uncomfortable game scenario with 5 minutes to go.
How about Ferguson on that denial of the cross? Rejected that one out of the attacking box. Mitigating that opportunity for the Hokies as they'll have to regroup for what they look for in terms of a go-ahead goal.
Jack Flanagan, the sole man in attack for the Irish. A foul is called on him. Virginia Tech is going to have an opportunity to get the ball into the box. Ball by Alex Perez, put in motion by Ian Marcano. Header by Ferguson. Virginia Tech once again on the ball and in attack. Now headed away by Rosen. Jack Flanagan wants to keep it afloat for the Irish. And that's going to be called a foul on McDowd.
Perez notched in that 3rd goal on the season, but offensive opportunities looking for that 4th.
3.5 to go. Blake Kelly wanting to send a long ball. Notre Dame hasn't been able to continue that high pressure that they were able to bring earlier in the second half, and now in a situation where it looks more likely that Virginia Tech scored their second than does Notre Dame. Ethan Page wants to have a say in that. Whoa, getting out by Rosen with a little bit of trouble there. Throw in for VT.
And Page down there again, working with Perez. Page looking for his 2nd goal on the night. Another offensive opportunity by the Hokies. They're keeping the attacking pressure that they had when they were down 1-0. And the Irish still on their heels.
Header coming away as Rosen gets a high ball. High leg in the box that could have been dangerous for Notre Dame if Rashawn Clark had determined it was. Play on says the referee so far. Declan Quill with another attacking opportunity here. Kevin Schroeder. Back goes the ball. For a cross. Coming by Villatrash. Header for Page! Blake Kelly with an outstanding save to deny Virginia Tech's 2nd goal. Huge save by Kelly.
What hand-eye coordination, what timing to be able to track that ball from man to man. Here they go again.
My, oh my. Virginia Tech still in attack. Ian Marcano goes for Uwimana. Cross coming in. Another header. Saved away by Ferguson, and out it goes. What a save by Kelly.
Blake Kelly, the Great Wall of Kelly, as you mentioned, JJ, stones him cold. Ices him on that possession and says no. What a play by the sophomore.
Dagger Trosterson could have scored for a second consecutive game, as we mentioned. Kelly denying him with a huge save that right now has Notre Dame added another point in ACC play. Goes out for a throw-in. It's been only one draw for Notre Dame at home this season. This could be their second one. Declan Quill sends it into the box, headed away by Fontoon. Yanis Bilatrash back for Quill. 1 minute remaining in the match. Declan Quill headed away by Fontoon. The ball still in the box. Ian Shaw was asking for a foul play on, says the referee. Alex Pettis and Virginia Tech are going to have the final say. Header coming again. Headed or taken away by Diego Ochoa. Throw in for VT. Wait a minute, says the referee, and we're going to have a video review. ACC Cinema. Video review for Rashawn Clark. May I remind everyone that there's no assistant referee. There's something that Rashawn Clark saw that he wants to have a look at it. If Virginia Tech is attacking, it could be a potential penalty.
Some bedlam in the box. Not the area you want to see a VAR replay. And sitting at the edge of the seat are the boys in blue. The Fighting Irish defense. Looking to see what this is as they look to regroup.
Here comes Rashawn Clark. He talks with both coaches. And he says, play on.
And a collective sigh of relief from the Fighting Irish side of things. A possible handball on that touch. Some sort of action we saw. Some sort of action the head referee saw that we were unable to see from this broadcast booth vantage point, JJ.
I believe it was a potential handball by McDowd. Referee determined the ball was in a natural position or stuck to the body. No penalty call there. Irish are gonna have the final possession with 10 seconds to go. KK Bafour in the battle with the Wimana. And things end up even in South Bend. VT and ND draw 1-1.